Hey guys, welcome to grammar class today. Today we're going to be doing exercise 43. So you need this book, obviously. That looks like this, right? And you also need this book. Listen carefully, when you send in your homework today, you must send me a picture of what page you used in this book. Because if you lost this book, which was brand new for most of you, okay, it is your responsibility to find it. And that's the only solution I have for you. And you cannot do your grammar homework this week unless you have this book. So if you are thinking to yourself, like what you tell me on Zoom, oh, Miss Jessica, I lost my book, then stop the video and go find it, because you can't do this homework unless you have it and you follow along in the book with me while I read you the examples, because there's way too much information for me to be putting this on a PowerPoint so that I can treat you guys like babies because you lost your book. So not gonna do it. Okay, go find it and make sure that you send me evidence that you have your book and that you used it for your stuff. Okay, there you go. Okay, so what are we talking about? Go to page 95, that's section 22. We know that's where we're supposed to be because that's what it says here, parallelism, section 22. Your exercise today is that you're supposed to rewrite each sentence correcting faulty parallelism. We've talked about this before, but a long time ago, that sentences should be parallel. Sentences should be parallel. That means like, you need to be consistent throughout a sentence, not just changing the way that you speak, the tone that you speak, the part of speech that you're using when you're bringing together certain clauses and phrases, okay? But the book does a very good job describing what parallelism. We're gonna go through all 8 points right now. I put some phrases up here on the board that you can either write in your book to help you, or just to look at them and see like a resume in 1 to 3 words about what that part, what that rule, what that point of the parallelism means. So that when you go to do your homework, you can know how to correct each of these 7 sentences according to the parallelism rules. Okay, so here we go, let's do it. It says in 22.1, read along with me. 22.1, I just put that this means balance. You need balance in your sentences. Look what it says. Ideas that are logically parallel should be structurally parallel. That is, they should be stated in the same grammatical form. That's where the balance comes in, the grammar. Balance noun with noun, adjective with adjective, prepositional phrase with prepositional phrase, infinitive phrase with infinitive phrase, gerund phrase with gerund phrase, dependent clause with dependent clause, independent clause with independent clause, and so on. And the way that you're going to do that is following the rest of the rules, because that's a very general rule. That's just an introduction. Number 2 is talking about conjunctions. Okay, it's going to be really important that you pay attention to the examples here. Look for conjunctions on which parallel items balance. And, when you see an and, you need to make sure that the phrases that you're connecting with the and are parallel. But, or, either, neither, nor, and both, and not only, but also. All of those phrases are words. You need to look around and make sure the things that are being connected are parallel. It says, make the items they join structurally parallel. Look at the first one. This is not parallel. That you are a sinner and your need of the Savior are 2 important truths that you must face. That you are a sinner, your need of a Savior. They're not written correctly. They're not written parallel. So you could say this, that you are a sinner and that you need the Savior are 2 important truths that you must face. Okay, that and that. So both elements are now noun clauses. And you don't need to know the term, it's a noun clause, but you can see that now they're very parallel. That you are a sinner and that you need the Savior. Okay? Look at the next one, not parallel. This ticket permits you to sit either on the main floor or you may sit in the balcony. So look, either on the main floor or you may sit in the balcony. On the main floor, you may sit in the balcony. How are you going to make that parallel? Super easy. Look what it says. This ticket permits you to sit either on the main floor or in the balcony. You don't need that you may sit in the balcony thing. That's what we were just talking about at the beginning of the sentence, okay? Look at the note. All items in a series should be parallel even though the conjunctions do not appear between all the items. So you're looking at for the and you're thinking, okay, so just the phrases between where the and is between, you need to look at. No, look at the whole list if it's a list. Like this one, this is not parallel. Jeff likes fishing, swimming, and to hike. No. Jeff likes fishing, swimming, and hiking. Okay, that's parallel. Okay, number 22.3, this is a diagram. If you're really not sure, you can use a diagram. Look what it says. You would know from the last sentence that we just did that Jeff likes fishing, swimming, and to hike, that these are not parallel when you make a diagram like this. Jeff likes, we made these before last year when we were actually there. Fishing, swimming, and to hike. And you would see, oops, that's not parallel on that side. So I changed it, fishing, swimming, and hiking. Okay, and that's how you would know from the diagram. Look at 22.4, I said first word. First word, look what it says. When checking for parallelism, look at the first word or phrase in each item. If each item begins with the same kind of word or phrase, you can be sure that they are parallel, even if the other parts of each item differ. So, the examples below are all parallel. Look, both examples, look at it. Children are to honor their parents and to obey them whether or not they understand why they are asked to do something. Okay? To this, to this, to this. Look at the next one. Jeff fishes for pleasure, swims to stay in condition, and bikes to get away from civilization. He doesn't say to fish, swimming, biking. He says fishes, swims, bikes. Parallel, okay? Look at 22.5. I called this one immediately before. What do you have to look at immediately before? Each member of a correlative conjunction should be placed immediately before a parallel element. Okay, this one is hard to catch, so you gotta be like on it on this one. Look, I'm gonna show you. This one's not parallel. By flying nonstop over the Atlantic Ocean, Lindbergh not only won a $25,000 prize, but also the respect and admiration. Sounds great, but guess what? You said the word not only, and now you said won a $25,000 prize, the respect and admiration. So that verb right there has no part in the parallelism. That verb right there being out of place makes it not parallel. Because if you were to put that in a parallel diagram, what would it say? It would say Lindbergh won a $25,000 prize, the respect and admiration. Okay, so that verb doesn't count, doesn't need to be there. So look what it says. By flying over the Atlantic Ocean, Lindbergh won. They moved that verb in front of that conjunction. Not only a $25,000 prize, but also the respect and admiration. So now it is a $25,000 prize, respect and admiration. Those are things. One is abstract and one is tangible, but still they're things. Look at the next one. This one is not correct. You can either hang the painting here by the window or there over the piano. So what do they do to change it? You can hang the painting, you put the verb in front, you can hang the painting here by the window or there over the piano. Okay, and it's a lot less wordy and weird. Put the verb in front of that conjunction, either, okay? Look at 22.6. I know you think this is a lot of information, but I have a way of you having something to grab onto when you do your homework, so just keep listening and keep digesting and processing. 22.6, repeat any word necessary to make the parallelism clear. So I said repeat when necessary, okay? Mr. Bean is excellent in welding and supervising the men in his shop. It's just not clear. So what can you do? Just add one more word. Mr. Bean is excellent in welding and in supervising the men in his shop. Here's another one. The first one is not parallel. James likes to read books which describe auto races and picture the action in his mind. Auto races and pictures, that's automatically what I think. But no, look what you can do. James likes to read books which describe auto races and to picture the action in his mind. Okay, that makes it clearer. Look at 22.7. I put two place expressions. Look what it says. Do not use expressions and who, and whom, and which, unless it's parallel with whom, who, whom, or which clause has preceded it in the sentence. This is the same for but who, but whom, and but which. Okay, what are they talking about? Look what it says. This one's not parallel. Mr. Mr. Helmser is a man of great political power, but who uses his power in the best interest of the people he serves. That makes absolutely no sense. They just stick that but who in there and you're like, what are you talking about? But look what it says. But Mr. Helmser is a man who has great political power, but who uses his power in the best interest of the people he serves. Now, it makes sense because you use who before the but who. Look at the next one, not parallel. Our country faces serious problems, and which cannot be easily solved. Nope, doesn't make any sense. Our country faces serious problems which cannot easily be solved. So this time they didn't put the which for the and which, they just took out and said which. Okay, to make it simpler. And 22.8, not always possible. That's what I said right here. Absolute parallelism is not always possible or desirable because, look, there are different forms of different adverbs, different adjectives, and stuff like that. Look at the first one. This is acceptable. He greatly enjoys golf and fishing. Okay? Golf and fishing. Fishing here is the noun, okay? Is the noun. That's what the sport is called, fishing. You don't say he loves golf and fish. No, he loves to go fishing. He loves to go golf, okay? Golf. You could say golfing. You really could, but you don't have to because they're both the name of the sport. Look at the next one. The commencement speaker spoke slowly and with dignity, okay? Because why? You can't say he spoke slowly and dignifiably, okay? You can't say he spoke with slowness and with dignity. No, those are two ways to describe it as an adverb, so you have to keep them in different forms, but they are parallel because you're still giving the image of an adverb. Okay? So, here we go. You're going to use this book for examples because look what I'm going to show you. Go to your exercise. On every one of them, I'm going to tell you what rule to refer to and to look at the example for. Number 1, you should look at 22.2. Number 2, 22.5. Number 3, 22.5. Number 4, 22.6. Number 5, there's two of them, 22.4 and 22.6. Number 6, 22.8. And number 7, 22.2. Okay? So let's do this again. Number 1, 22.2. Number 2, 22.5. Number 3, 22.5. Number 4, 22.6. Number 5, 22.4 and 22.6. Number 6, 22.8. And number 7, 22.2. Okay? Use those examples to have success doing this exercise. Thanks and have a great day.